Hey traders, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be showing you guys a simple opening range breakdown strategy and how I use this strategy to make $600 within the first 15 minutes of market open. This strategy can be used on many different time frames like the 1 minute, 5 minutes and 15 minutes chart, but I have found that personally it works really well on 5 minutes and higher time frames. If we keep the time frames aside, in theory, what this strategy means is that if a stock makes an opening range within the first 1 or 5 minutes or even 15 minutes, and if it breaks out of that opening range either towards the upside or towards the downside, for upside it's called the opening range breakout strategy, for downside it's called the opening range breakdown strategy. So depending on your play, you can either take it short or towards the long side if it breaks out of that opening range, depending on the overall market and if the stock is breaking any critical levels or not. In this video, I will give you guys two examples on how I use this strategy on a stock called Tesla, which is one of the most traded stocks in the US stock market. It failed the first time, that's why it's very important to cut your losers really quick, but it worked out really nicely the second time and I was able to end the day by making $600 within the first 15 minutes of market open. Let's first take a look at the stocks I was watching for the day. I post my daily game plan on our Discord group, so if you guys want to be part of our Discord group, the link will be in the description box below. The first stock I was looking at is Dash. The ticker name is Dash and the company is DoorDash. On Friday, it had earnings. It gapped down after earnings, but we saw a push towards the upside on DoorDash with high volume, which is expected after earnings. But if you look at this one-day chart, this was around the critical level, that is 195.50. If we go back to 2020 and see that when the stock IPO'd, when that was the first time it started trading in the US stock market, it made a high of 195.50. So that obviously makes it a critical level. I was thinking that if DoorDash breaks 195.50 on Monday this week, we might see a continuation towards $200 level. The second stock I was watching for the day is NVDA because this is one of the cleanest price action. If you look at the one-day chart, it made an all-time high around 208.5 level before the split. NVIDIA had a split recently, that was last month in July. After the split, it sold off a bit, but then it found a direction towards the upside. And just recently, it made 6-7 green candles in a row. After making a high of around 208, it's been selling off, giving us a good consolidation. So this is looking really good on the one-day chart because it moved towards the upside. It gave us a good flag pattern. So it's looking good for the break of all-time high if it breaks 208 again and 205 towards the upside. The last stock I was watching for the day is mRNA. mRNA has been making this bear pennant on the 1-hour chart. The good thing I like on mRNA for a sell-off towards the downside is on Friday last week, it had good news that the third booster dose of mRNA was approved. Even after the good news, it failed to push towards the upside. Even though SPY was moving towards the upside, market made a new all-time high last week on Friday. mRNA failed to push towards the upside even after the good news. So that's why I was watching mRNA for a push towards the downside if the market decides to sell off. My levels on mRNA were the break of 385 and 380 towards the downside with the next support at $360 level. And this is one of the stocks that worked out really nicely from my game plan. All my profit targets got hit. I wasn't able to capitalize on this one because the option spreads were really wide, so it did not give me a good entry, but I will open the chart of mRNA and see where it closed for the day. This is the chart of mRNA after market close. We can see that my plan was to take it for the break of $380 level with the profit target of 360. It broke $380 level right at the market open. It found support at $360 level. So it followed my game plan to the penny within the first 15 minutes of market open. Unfortunately, I was not able to capitalize on it because I was watching Tesla for the open. It also had bad news and the option spreads on mRNA were very wide. So I was not confident taking this play, but this was a perfect opportunity from my game plan. These were all the stocks I was watching for the day. I was also watching Tesla and Facebook on the sidelines, but before the market open, I post the news every single market open day. I mentioned that Tesla shares sink after the National Highway Authority of the US announces formal investigation into autopilot for all models from 2014 to 2021. That's why before the open, because of this bad news, Tesla was on my primary watch list. This is my trade recap for the day and my first trade on Tesla, my first try at trading the opening range breakdown. Before I start this recording, I will explain the strategy behind it. You can see that on the 5-minute chart at the bottom of the screen, Tesla made an opening range. The low of this opening range is 700.75 and the high of this opening range is 709.5. I was thinking of taking it short if it breaks out of this opening range, because firstly, it had a news catalyst behind it. It had bad news. And secondly, Tesla, until last week, it was looking good towards the upside. It was breaking $730 level towards the upside. It failed to break that level. And now, because if it breaks 700 towards the downside, it will cause a lot of stop losses of swing traders get hit, and we can see a push towards the downside. This is my first try at trading the opening range breakdown. Just before the break of low of the day, I got filled 5 contracts. I'm trading 690 puts, same week contracts, and my fill price was 9.80 for each contract. I was looking at a lot of red on the time and sale, so I was fairly confident that if it breaks out of this low of the day, we might see a continuation towards the break of 700 and even 695 on Tesla. After my entry on Tesla, I don't like that it's not breaking the low of the day, and I'm looking at a lot of green on the time and sales. So just to be safe, I tried to cover my position at a premium price of 9.10, but you guys will see I was not able to get filled. So I updated my price to 8.70. Finally, I got out of my 5 contracts at a premium price of 8.80, losing $500 on this trade. Because of a platform issue, it's not showing the sell order right here on this order window, but at the end of this video, I will show you guys my portfolio and you guys will be able to see that I was able to exit this position with a loss of $500. My second trade of the day was on Apple. I took Apple for the break of $150 level because that is the all-time high on Apple. I had an alert set on Apple for the break of 149.8. I got notified, so I was watching Apple. At the break of $150 level, I got filled 30 contracts. I'm trading 150 calls, same week expiry, and my fill price was 1.75. When I entered this trade, I knew that this is going to be a quick scalp because it's very extended. At the bottom of the screen, you can look at the 5 minutes chart. It's very extended on the 5 minutes chart. So as soon as I saw some sort of red on the time and sales, I covered 20 of my contracts at a premium price of 1.89. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that I won't let the contracts go negative on me. The remaining contracts, when I saw that the premiums are coming back to my entry point, I covered the rest of the 10 contracts at a premium price of 1.76, overall making $290 on this trade. This is my third and the final trade, and that is my second attempt on trading the opening range breakdown strategy on the same stock called Tesla, because it had bad news and the overall market also started selling off around the same time. Tesla made this opening range. We have to focus on the 5 minutes chart at the bottom of the screen. I'm liking this 5 minutes chart because it made this red candle. The first candle was a red candle. Second candle, it tried to push above the VWAP, but it failed to hold above the VWAP. Now, if it breaks the low of the day, my plan is to take 10 contracts on this position because it's also making a triangle on the 1 minute chart. So this is looking really good on the 5 minutes chart for an opening range breakdown strategy. And it's also making a triangle on the 1 minute chart if you look at the top of the screen. Around the break of the triangle, we are looking at a lot of red on the time and sales. The speed is increasing, the volume is coming in. And when Tesla makes a new low of the day, I got filled 10 contracts at a premium price of 9.90. I'm trading 690 puts and same week expiry contracts. At the break of 699, we were looking at some of green on the time and sale. So just to be safe, I covered 5 contracts at a premium price of 10.41. I'm still holding 5 contracts to see if we can see a continuation towards the downside. At the break of 698 and around 697, I took 2 more contracts out at a premium price of 10.96. It's just about taking profits now because my profit target was 698 and 697. My profit targets have got hit, so I'm just holding to see if I can get a bigger move towards the downside. I don't like this wick on the 1 minute chart, and when I saw that 697 level is holding on the 1 minute, we are seeing a lot of green on the time and sales. I covered the remaining contracts at a premium price of 11.24, overall making $900 on this trade using the opening range breakdown strategy. That's pretty much it, guys. In total, I took 3 trades. My first trade on Tesla was a loser. My first attempt at the opening range breakdown, I was able to capitalize on Apple for the break of $150 level. My third trade of the day, my second attempt at trading the opening range breakdown on Tesla, worked really nicely in my favor, overall ending the day with $630 in the green. Before we conclude this video, if you look at the Tesla chart on the left hand side of the screen as an aftermath, if I would have held my position, I could have made a lot more money. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know that if a critical level breaks, I tend to hold on to my trades a lot longer. I should have held on to my trade a lot longer than I did in this case. But when I did my weekend journal on Saturday and Sunday, I realized that August is historically low volume month for the market. So on Sunday, I just decided to take it slow and only scalp for the month of August. And then when the volume kicks in September and October, I can hold on to my winners a lot longer than I'm doing at the moment. That's it guys. Hopefully you guys can take a thing or two on how I trade opening range breakdown strategy. If you guys like this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for a lot more content on day trading. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I post a lot of day trading content on Instagram as well. The link will be in the description box below. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys in the next video.